Hi, my name is Symphony, and my team member Nancy and I will be presenting the Auto Reminder, a way to limit our carbon footprint affordably because helping the environment doesn't have to be complicated. Climate change is a growing global problem. Climate change puts many lives, whether it be humans, animals, or plants, at risk. As a matter of fact, scientists have observed that over 1 million species of animals are at risk due to climate change. Now, there are a lot of factors having to do with the increasing effects of climate change, production being the number one cause. But another leading cause of climate change is transportation. Transportation is responsible for 30% of the greenhouse gas emissions released into the atmosphere. Nancy and I decided to take this information and relay it to MTS, San Diego City Bus System, and ask them questions. Upon an interview with a bus driver, we found out that the average bus driver idles their vehicle for about an hour per workday, which of course releases an excessive amount of gas emissions. According to him, it is routine for many bus drivers to idle their buses when going for a bathroom break, cleaning up their vehicle, and other activities. Public and private transportation is responsible for over a third of overall gas emissions released into the atmosphere.
MTS is trying to find a way to be environmentally friendly, so they have considered implementing all electric buses. However, electric buses are extremely expensive, takes up a lot of space, and hypothetically, if the transition to electric buses started now, the entire system will not be electric for the next few years. According to a professional that we met with, if the auto reminder was implemented, we would see less fog, as current fog levels in the city of San Diego and other big cities across the world is visible to the naked eye. Furthermore, we would see an almost instant increase in wildlife and more plants in the environment. Our solution to this problem is a device called the Auto Reminder. The Auto Reminder reminds bus drivers to stop idling their vehicle after a set amount of time. This means that MTS will produce less gas emissions. Compare the Auto Reminder to a seatbelt reminder. Perhaps you have been in a vehicle in which the car detected a weight on the seat and made a beeping sound until the passenger fastened their seatbelt. This car function has been proven to save hundreds of lives a year. We hope that the Auto Reminder could have the same effect but environmentally instead. Through Tinkercad, we demonstrated how the Auto Reminder would work. When the GPS reaches the location and senses the vehicle has stopped, the light at the top will start to blink, signaling to the bus driver that the bus is idling and that they should turn it off.
The Auto Reminder consists of the following materials: the Arduinos, the USB cables, the GPS module, alligator clips, the buzzers, the switchers, and the LED lights, which totals up to about 70.5% of total costs. Assuming that it would take an hour to make the Auto Reminder, label totals to about 12.9%, leaving the 16% left of funds to the 15% markup. The product alone costs about $49.23, but when you add installation, it will be about $100. We have found that there is nothing quite like the Auto Reminder that is available right now. The only other competitive product would be the electric bus system. So we compared the Auto Reminder to the world's most popular electric bus system, Proterra's electric buses. Unlike Proterra, the Auto Reminder is affordable, costing about $100 in total compared to an electric bus, which ranges from $750,000 to $1 million. This means that if the Auto Reminder expanded into a low-income location, they would be able to implement it. The Auto Reminder can also be installed quickly. All it takes is a device and a battery to operate it. If San Diego's bus system decided to go electric right now, it would be a few years before the entire system would even be electric. Lastly, electric buses take up a lot of physical space. Every night that buses are not in use, they are parked on a large lot owned by MTS. Electric buses require extra space for their charging stations, and adding this extra space means paying more money to accommodate the charging stations. The Auto Reminder is space sensitive. It is only a few inches in both length and width and is implemented within the vehicle, so bus systems will not have to pay extra to accommodate the Auto Reminder.
All things considered, the Auto Reminder is a great option to conserve the environment. For now, we are only considering implementing the Auto Reminder in San Diego's bus system, but the possibilities are endless. Our next step includes creating a distraction-free encasing for the internals of the Auto Reminder. Then we will add an auditory reminder to our current LED light reminder in order to ensure that the bus driver cannot ignore the device. Lastly, we will test the Auto Reminder on cars, the leading vehicles on the streets. This concludes the presentation for the Auto Reminder. Thank you for listening.